Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Another one. Another crack in the windshield. This is windshield number 2 on the Ram. I don't know how this happened. I mean, I think if I remember correctly, it happened on the highway. I heard something, didn't see it, and that thing grew pretty quick. So we are doing a little bit of TLC on the Ram today, starting with replacing the windshield. Just like that, got the windshield looking right. Took him all in all probably 25-30 minutes. Pretty impressive. I asked him what the quickest windshield was for him to do ever. He said 10 minutes. That right there is pretty quick, I'm not gonna lie. But now it's time to remove the front bumper wrap off this truck because you guys might remember, I don't know when it happened, but the front bumper got nicked. I finally got the replacement wrap for the front bumper, so let's peel it off. And just like that. So that right there is pretty impressive. Despite how much damage was sustained to the wrap, that's all that went through. A light scratch right there, a real light scratch right there, a little bit right there too, but that's all that went through the wrap though. 3M has one of the thicker films. That's why it offers better protection as opposed to like Avery Dennison or something like that. 3M's a lot thicker, so pretty happy with that right there. And yes, it did take me nearly 2 months to acquire the material to wrap up my front bumper here in the 3M Satin Battleship Gray. It's been really tough trying to get material, especially from 3M in the wrap world, but I finally got enough of it to wrap the front bumper 2 months later. So we're finally doing that. Also, I'm installing the Opt 7 Underglow lighting kit underneath the truck, the same one that I have on my Silverado. Some of you guys loved it and some of you guys hated it. If you guys loved it, hit the thumbs up button. If you guys hated it, also hit the thumbs up button. Let's get straight to prepping the front end here, removing the grille, these front pieces here under the headlights, the fender flares, and get right to wrapping up the front bumper on my 2020 Ram Laramie. Now, first things first, there's a bunch of, I think they're like 7 or 8 mil heads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right here, and the rest is clips. This entire fender flare pops right out after those all come out. And then there's a couple bolts holding down this piece right here. This pops right off, and the grille comes off pretty easily as well. just like that, wrapped with the front bumper, looking good. That was pretty easy, but now I'm noticing the difference between the wrap that's been on the truck and the brand new wrap here on the front bumper. It's looking a little bit weathered, so I think it might be time for a brand new wrap on the entire truck. What do you guys think about Satin Perfect Blue from 3M? That color right there looks super, super sick. This color is cool, but like it's very subtle, it's very neutral. I think something with like a little more pop to it, nothing crazy, But that satin perfect blue, I think that looked really cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. And just like that, the Op7 Underglow lighting kit. This comes with 2 long strips and 2 short strips. Ideal for having 2 long strips underneath the sides and the 2 short on the front and the rear. Only problem is on the pickup trucks, usually that spare tire in the rear and the exhaust components are in the way, just like on my Silverado and my Ram right here. And if I can't find a place to put it on the rear, then I don't want it on the front. So what I did on my Silverado was I installed one of those small strips in the grill back there to light the inside of the grill up, which looks pretty sick, and ran the 2 long strips underneath the sides. So if I can find a place to mount the small strip behind the grill there, I'll do that. But if I can't, then I'll just run the 2 small strips right next to the long strips here for extra light on the bottom. So that right there is the tentative plan. I say we get right to installing the Op7 Underglow lighting kit. Dude, this thing is heavy. So sadly, I couldn't find a spot behind the grill to put the small strip right here, so I'm using both strips, one long one and one short one on either side of the truck. And I'm gonna zip tie it up to the main frame right here, which is really easy. There's also these holes right here, all down the frame, that makes it even easier to zip tie these things up. But yeah, this part is pretty straightforward. Zip tie it up to the frame right there, and then run these wires up to the bottom of the engine bay, up to the control module. Now also keep in mind, it's probably not ideal for a lot of you guys, because if you were to ever get your truck worked on and they use a lift, which makes contact with your frame, then you're gonna want to make sure you either mention that you have lights down there or just not do this. But it works great for me because I don't think I'll have this thing on a lift anytime too soon. But regardless, yeah, keep that in mind if you are doing this at home. Now also, the zip ties that come with the Op7 lighting kit, they're just not it. The lights are great. These are very high quality. They're super heavy. They are like dumb bright, but the zip ties are just not it. So I have my own zip ties here from Home Depot. So yeah, first things first, zip tie these up to the frame. Alright, so this one's going on top of the entire frame, so I can't get through it, but that's still super straightforward. Alright, so I got 2 zip ties in place, holding it down for now until I wire this thing up, make sure it all works. So this lighting kit does include 3 different types of fuse taps right here. So one of those is bound to work with your setup. I'm gonna tap mine into the horn fuse, so it only has power when the truck is on. Also, totally forgot to mention that of these 3 fuse tap adapters that came with the Op7 lighting kit, none of those adapters worked with the fuse type that I have in the fuse box of my 2020 Ram Laramie here. So if you guys have a truck similar to mine, then odds are you're gonna need to get a special fuse tap for these types of fuses. Luckily, I had some laying around in the garage, so I was able to tap into the fuse of the horn. But you guys will see momentarily here that I don't end up going with the fuse tap route because I couldn't get power from the horn fuse, even with the truck in the accessories position. So I rewired it to the battery directly. So now the lights do have a constant source of power, even with the truck off. So on the inner side of the fuse box cover here, there should be a list of every fuse, where it's at, and what it's for. So let's see, horn F57. Boom, this guy right here. If I can get it. Yeah. So this right here is our power. The other side of this wiring right here is attached to the fuse, which is our power, and the ground. This plugs right into this control box right here, which has 4 outputs and an auxiliary override for your door fuse. When you open the doors, they turn white, or whichever fuse you wire to. When it gets power from that, it'll override the entire lighting function to white. So yeah, we have 4 outputs right here and 4 extension cables, which I need to connect one to each light underneath the truck. So my goal is to drop these down through the engine bay and run these down to each light. So I have my cell phone light right here, so I can have some better aim as to where I'm dropping these things. Should be able to see it right there. So I'll run the extension cables down there, feed it through to the lights, 1 for each light. And this is pretty much a wrap. We'll clean all the wires up, and that is pretty much all there is to it. Drop the wire down right there. Now I can just pull it right through. All right, perfect. So just like that, I have wires fed. Now all I have to do now is plug it into the light. All right, now let's feed the passenger side. A little more room on this side too, so that should be even easier. Now that I have all of the wires fed to all the lights, I'm gonna plug all the lights into the control box right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And one final step, plug in our power supply, make sure it all works. All right, so the fuse for the horn didn't work. I got no power from that, so I wired it directly to the battery for now. So these things are gonna have a constant power source, but ladies and gentlemen, we are live, we have power. The blue looks right though. All right, I'm gonna zip tie everything up real nice, make everything look nice and pretty, and I'll pull this out and show you guys the whole setup. Let's go. Wait for it, wait for it. Oh my gosh. What? Let's go. Dude, the blue is treating me right though. On the gray and the black wheels and the black roof and stuff like that. Dude, the blue is looking good. Let's try green. Yeah, green's all right. Red, red's cool actually. Red, gray, and black, pretty clean. White, okay, well, white's crispy. Now sadly though, I couldn't get the lights in the grill, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at that at all because it made it so much brighter down there. Like what? Like this is a very well lit parking lot too. I mean, it's basically daytime over here, and that's bright. That's really, really bright. So OP7 lighting kit, there's a bunch of colors here to choose from. And yeah, you got white, so it's RBGW, so red, green, blue, white, and every color between. And you can adjust the brightness too, so if that's a little too bright for you, you can always tone it down just a little bit, all the way down to essentially off. And we're not gonna do that though. We're gonna go all the way back up. Also have the strobe function. There's also the color fade, so strobes with every light involved, I guess, and the color cycle, which pretty much just slows it down, and then you can go back to your solid colors. Now, I wired mine up to the battery, so it has power at all times, which I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it that way again, which is why I attempted to do it to a fuse. But now I'm thinking I'll probably just leave it like that because I like the idea of being able to leave them on when the truck's parked and you're outside of it, truck's off. So yeah, pretty productive day today. I got the windshield done, the front bumper rewrapped, and the underglow installed. As I mentioned earlier, I'm starting to see signs of wear and tear on the wrap from the sun, so it might be time to rewrap it pretty soon. Let me know if you guys have any ideas on what would look good on the truck in the comments below. I'm thinking satin perfect blue. That's just me, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace out.